What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's football review video. I think that's what I'm gonna call these, is they're gonna be football reviews because they work hand in hand with the football previews. So yesterday was the El Clasico in Spain's La Liga at the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona. Barcelona against Real Madrid have been really good this season, but I think everybody was still expecting them to feel a little sore after that 4-3 loss away at Inter Milan midweek in the Champions League. I cannot imagine how tired any of those players must have felt, both physically and mentally, after having to deal with an Inter team that really made them work for it. But I think yes, it was pretty funny. We did get to see some funny memes that were circulated all over social media before this match. And then before kickoff as well, apparently this was spotted in the crowd. Now, to whoever made this is genius, well done. The flag is really well made. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned, but the effort and the thought behind it was genius. I think this is the kind of stuff I love for when it comes to football. It's not just the matches and the performance on the pitch, but the banter of the fans, because honestly, football fans are some of the most imaginative and passionate people I've ever encountered. I think though, of course, Barcelona fans and players were responding with banter of their own to this. Lamine Yamal saying it doesn't matter how many goals they score, they just can't beat us this year. But I think that's what El Clasico used to be about. It used to be these massively aggressive, physically demanding but super passionate matches between these two teams, where you had Sergio Ramos and Pepe basically going out and trying to break people's legs, and you had red cards galore, and then you had Barcelona playing this football where they were just controlling the game and Real Madrid would get irritated and just chop them down. But it was amazing to watch. It was passionate, and that's what I think was missing over the last few seasons in El Clasico. Was it turned into a match where there was a lot of friendship and love and peace and joy, and that's great to see. But I mean, as a football fan, when your team loses, let's say 2-0 or 2-1 or 3-1 or whatever it is, and then you see your players busy walking with the opposition who just beat them, all chilled and everything, it does kind of look very bad. It looks like the fixture has lost that edge, that rivalry. Barcelona were in a period of mourning. It was so sad to kind of watch them struggle through whatever it was they were doing. Even when they were winning, it was just not Barcelona, and now they look like Barcelona again. Within the first 15 minutes of yesterday's match, it was 2-0 to Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe opened the scoring in the first few minutes. I think it was 5 minutes through the penalty. Again, this time I think what Real Madrid did really well, and it's some spoilers here, but they really managed Barcelona's offside trap very well. Mbappe and Vinicius timed their runs very well, and the two now look like they're on the same page. It looks like Vinicius Jr. has just sort of resigned himself to the fact that yes, Mbappe is going to be the center forward. It's fine. He'll play on the left wing. He'll play on the right wing if he has to as well. But he'll look for Mbappe now. He doesn't need to compete against Mbappe. He needs to play with Mbappe. And the first goal was a penalty, yes, but the second goal that Real Madrid scored really, I think, embodied that, because it's Vinicius Jr. who gives it to Mbappe, and he passes it in such a way that Mbappe is able to just run onto it and make use of his speed as he usually does and just score a goal. Now it's 2-0 to Real Madrid, and it looks like Barcelona are just nowhere near the match. They're somewhere else entirely, probably still sulking over what happened in San Siro. But then they get a goal through Eric Garcia, and then Lamine Yamal just blows us all away with an equalizer that I think was truly worthy of an El Clasico. And it's a great goal. It really is a great goal. And it's even better when you remember that Lamine Yamal was doing a bit of trash talking. So now it's like, okay, yeah, dude, I can trash talk, but I can back it up as well. But regardless, this was actually the score at halftime. Barcelona 4, Real Madrid 2. Somehow Rafinha got a brace after Lamine Yamal's equalizer, and Barcelona were ahead. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my god, Real Madrid is not here anymore. And that's also weird to say, because I distinctly remember the commentators talking about how Real Madrid were in complete control when Mbappe scored that second goal. And even that, Mbappe opened the scoring, and he just decided to do Cristiano Ronaldo's, keep calm celebration after converting from the penalty spot. And it was like that was his way of trash talking in this match, was telling them like, yeah, don't worry, I'm here now, don't worry about it. Real Madrid did get a third goal in the 70th minute, again Mbappe, so he did get a hat-trick. It was fantastic for him. There it was Modric, and again Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. both timing their runs very, very well, but not running for themselves anymore, running for one another, as they should, as a strike duo. And that's why Barcelona could not compete with them in those areas of the pitch. Defensively, Barcelona are still thinking of their offside trap, still thinking it's gonna work, not really defending and just waiting for teams to be caught offside. But it didn't work here because Real Madrid had caught up and they knew what they needed to do now, and they did it. Now, yes, Barcelona did score more goals, they did win the match, but I think for Real Madrid, this is really, really good signs going forward for that chemistry between Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. It was something that I brought up in my prediction or preview video going into this match, because I think that, yes, Real Madrid do have a fantastic trio up front. Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe. It looks like Rodrigo might be leaving. There's a lot of talk about that, but ultimately, the main issue has been that since Mbappe has come to Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. has had to now step back a little, and it's caused major issues. There were some chances where Rafinha was able to pick Real Madrid's pockets in that back line, just steal the ball, and probably should have converted. I didn't understand why he wasn't, when he was in those situations. I think it was two main ones, but when he was in those situations, it was 1v1 with the keeper, and he doesn't think to take that shot or cut in and apply pressure on the goal. He's still looking to sort of go out and look for somebody to make that run in the middle. Alternatively, on the right side, Lamine Yamal seems very, very relentless when it comes to taking the shots and scoring the goals now. I think at times Barca are going to go through these issues where he should be passing instead of doing that and taking those solo runs. But I think individually he does have the talent and the ability to be able to do it. I think it's his decision making that he needs to refine, but he's 17. He's got years, he's got a decade to manage that. And I think he's en route to being one of the best, if not the best footballer in the world someday. As always, guys, you guys did have some stuff to say as well online, on Facebook posts and everywhere else. So I did just take a few this time, not too many. As always, guys, there will be names, there will be profiles and usernames and such on screen. Please don't use this as an excuse to harass anybody or attack anybody online. That's not what we do here. We just talk about the football. So please don't go nuts on anybody in person or over the internet. Now, one person here says, if Barcelona continue playing like this, there is no need to get married. All happiness and joy, it will be from football. Okay, this is a little weird, my dude, but yes, I actually do agree with this, and I think that's probably why my family's a little worried about me. No, it's just, it's such a joy to watch them. It really is. Whenever Barcelona play, it's been so exciting, both offensively and defensively, because they're so bad defensively that it's like a glass cannon. So you know they're going to score, but you know they're going to concede as well. The question is, will they score more than they concede? Of course, there are the trolls online, and I think, again, when your team wins, you're allowed to troll a little. Somebody says, always remember that Arda Güler is far better than Lamine Yamal. Our kids don't insult their elders. Hashtag Hala Madrid. Somebody replied on that saying, you need to be better than the elders in order to talk in their presence. So yes, I did like that. That one was from Facebook, because I also come from a very conservative community, where you're not allowed to talk in the presence of elders unless you're given permission. And if an elder tells you to do something, you don't question it, you just usually do it. So I think this person probably thought they were having a good moment here, being able to troll by saying that Arda Güler is better because he has respect. But then the other person just counters that perfectly by saying, yeah, he's not even allowed to sit at the table, let alone talk to those at the table. So yeah, I think that too, it shows there is a fair bit of banter, that excitement, that frustration, I think that bitterness between the two clubs is back, and I'm all for it. I'm sorry, as a football neutral, yes, I know this is dangerous territory to be in as a football fan, as a fan of a sport, but I think for El Clasico this is necessary. I think this is the fixture that decides the future of football. The Milan derby in Italy is huge. It matters to Italy and some countries. The Manchester derby in England is huge. It matters to England and most countries. But the El Clasico in Spain is huge. It matters to every country, because now it means anybody who's drawn up against Barcelona and Real Madrid in next year's Champions League is already an underdog. And that's just the weight that is behind these two teams. So you expect banter, you expect controversy, you expect criticism, but you also expect really good football. And for the last few seasons, we didn't get any of that. No excitement around this match, barely any results that really mattered in the grand scheme of things. And despite the fact that there were some seasons where Barcelona won La Liga, Real Madrid were winning the Champions League, and to them that matters more. And I think for the last few seasons, Real Madrid have kind of taken a bit of twisted pleasure in knowing that while Barcelona have craved the Champions League again, they've been the ones to get it. And now you can see Barcelona have come back as a frustrated team, but a team that is ready, determined, and a team that promises some really good football going forward. I think for me that's the big thing about this Barcelona team. They are also young, which means they're just going to get better and better. And I think all of European football should be on high alert, because if El Clasico is back, it means Real Madrid and Barcelona are back. And if those teams are back, European football should be afraid. All in all, to Real Madrid, to Barcelona, to the players, to the coaches, to the fans, thank you for a fantastic game of football. Thank you for the fantastic build-up. Thank you for the after party, the comment sections, the memes that have come out both before and after this match, and during it too. Thanks for this El Clasico, and I can't wait for the next one. I really can't. And I hope you guys will be along for the ride.